Hello my friends, Asoka the Geek here, and for this review we're going to take an advanced look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Knightfall Nightwing. So huge thanks to the fine folks at McFarlane Toys for sending me this for an early review, and here he is. Here is Knightfall Nightwing. Now, the box art is not Knightfall Nightwing. I believe this one is from is it Nightwing Alfred's Return? Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is what that art is from. And again, you know, sometimes they don't have access to the appropriate artwork, yada, yada, yada. But here's the figure. And yeah, super excited to dive into this guy. I am, of course, a huge Knightfall fan. That and the Death of Superman were some of my formative comic book stories growing up. So glad we have this version of Nightwing. Before we open him up, he does come with 2 extra sets of hands. The hand he has attached right now has his little Nightwing throwing Nightwing or whatever it is attached to it, which I actually really like because I always lose the little batarangs, the little accessories. They always fall out of the hands. So I actually really like that the little disc thing is attached to the hand, and they gave you other hands as well, so if you don't want it attached, you can just replace the other hand. So yeah, I really dig that. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get this guy out of the packaging and take a closer look. Alright, so here is Nightwing outside of the packaging. So once again, here's the trading card with the Nightwing artwork. There's the bio on the back. Then he comes with the stand, which he's on, then 2 extra sets of hands, and then, of course, he's got the little Nightwing disc. What did I call it earlier? A Nightwing? Yeah, that sounds terrible. It has that attached. Well, let's take a look at the figure. Let's take a closer look at Nightwing. So here he is, and let's get the lighting a little bit better. There we go. All right, so thoughts so far on Nightwing. I really like it. That's my initial emotional response to this figure. I really dig it. I like the head sculpt quite a bit. Glad we have the ponytail. To me, this looks like a 90s Nightwing. You know, I don't know if it's specifically based on a specific look. I mean, the costume is obviously, or a specific artist, but I love the hair, the ponytail, you know, the mask. To me, this looks like 90s. This looks like a certain era of Nightwing. So I really like the head sculpt. I like the mask. That looks great. A little problem area, I can't even say it's a problem area, is his, you know, this design element, right? That goes along the front and back. The DC Direct one back in the day had it puffed out, and in the comic books you do see it puffed out in a lot of the illustrations, or a lot of artists kind of showed it being a separate piece of the costume, almost like a little piece of armor, a little bit. So I think I would have liked that a little bit more than just having it painted on like this. But honestly, that doesn't distract me too much from the figure. I still really like the way they did this. You know, the paint's not perfect, obviously, around like right there. It doesn't continue on to this piece here, so you do have it's broken up a little bit. And then there's the back of it, and of course the boots. This is obviously, you know, based on a different figure, so you can see the line of the other figure's original boot there. So they just kind of painted that over that. Of course, would have preferred if the whole boot was molded like this, but what are you gonna do? I love the belt. The belt looks fantastic. I love the 90s unofficial Nightwing logo. I mean, I guess it's official. He had it on his little weapons, but I don't remember it adorning any of his comic book covers or anything like that. Actually, I don't think he had a real ongoing solo series until the late 90s when he had a different costume. So yeah, there you go. Then again, I love how they attached the little disc to his hand like that. And you can obviously remove it and put a different hand on, but I just love that because I always lose the batarangs, the little accessories, and I just love how it's stationary like that. As far as articulation goes, great range of motion. You know, he doesn't have any armors or anything like that to encumber his movements. Really awesome head movement there. So yeah, I think you can get a nice range of motion with the head. You can make some fun Nightwing poses. Like so. That's pretty sharp. And I love the paint. I love the colors that they went with, like on the gloves and the blues. I mean, this, you know, screams 90s Nightwing to me. Again, I don't know how accurate it is or what comic they based this on specifically, but man, I really dig it. I'm not gonna lie, I like it a lot. I mean, again, if this was a separate piece, I think that would have been perfection. But man, it's a great looking Nightwing figure. The head sculpt looks really good. The ponytail's great. Yeah, I don't know. I really can't. Yeah, I really love it. Ah, it's so good. This is probably my favorite McFarlane Nightwing as of now. They've done what, 2 other ones or 3 other ones if you count the video game, and those have all had sort of little issues here and there. I think this one for me is just awesome. It's Nightwing. He doesn't have his Screama sticks or whatever you call that, because this era of Nightwing didn't really rock those sticks, so that's why he doesn't have them. He used more little weapons like this and whatnot. But yeah, I just really like it. I think it's really well done. I think it looks really good. So there it is. Anyways, let's see how he looks next to a few other McFarlane figures. All right, so first here is the 90s Nightwing, or the Knightfall Nightwing, next to the original McFarlane released Nightwing. This is basically a modern Nightwing. I guess technically a Rebirth Nightwing. But yeah, there they are together. Obviously, they look very, very different as far as body types go. That's the original Nightwing. And I like this one more. It's just, yeah, I just love the design of it. This one I've always liked as well. The head sculpt wasn't my favorite, but it's still a nice Nightwing figure. And they did a good job with it. But yeah, I definitely dig this new one. I don't have the Teen Titans or the Titans Nightwing handy. I'll do a YouTube short with him later, but that one also has some issues, kind of. Yeah, I'll get into that later, but that one had a couple of issues. So far, this Knightfall Nightwing is my favorite Nightwing that McFarlane has done. So there you go. So there he is next to the original Nightwing that McFarlane released. Now let's see how he looks next to some Bat family members. All right, so there is Nightwing next to Robin and the Hush Batman. Obviously, don't have Nightfall Batman handy, but I think he would probably be a little too tall for Nightfall Batman. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll do a comparison with him soon. But he looks great, I think, next to Hush Batman. And even with Tim Drake, I know this Tim Drake is on the larger size, but I think he looks pretty good next to him. That looks like a grown-up Tim Drake with Nightwing there. But there he is, guys. There is Nightwing. So curious to hear what you guys think in the comments as always. Let me know if there's anything else you would like me to talk about with this figure. More than happy to do an additional YouTube short or something like that to talk about something I missed. But there he is. You know, I dig him. Let me know what you guys think. And I will do some more content soon. Also, I'll be posting more on Instagram, Asoka the Geek as always. And that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. And I appreciate your time today. Have a great day. Take care.